This week marks the final Rolex Series event of 2019 and the season finale on the European Tour. 50 of the top 51 are in the field at the DP World Tour Championship. Rory McIlroy headlines the field, but at 6th in the rankings is unable to reach #1 at season's end. There is, though, an increased winner's check of $3 million available on Sunday. That is the largest in tournament golf. So how did Rory begin his campaign to win for a third time on the Earth course? Let's find out. Cara Banks with John Cook and Paige McKenzie once again, and this is him at the par 4 third.
151 yards, Cara. Pitching wedge, taking dead aim, great spin control right underneath the hole. That'll lead to a birdie.
Yeah, converts to 2 under, and we'll move ahead to the par 4 fifth page. Another look.
Yeah, after a very strong start in the first few holes, continued to keep it rolling with the putter. Couldn't have judged that speed any better.
So that got to 3 under through 5, and you're thinking, well, this is a pretty nice start. We'll move ahead to the 6th.
From semi-long range, just to the right of the hole, big breaker going up the hill, down the hill. I think he likes it.
I mean, that
center. The absolute geometric center of the hole.
That is long range as far as I'm concerned. There's no semi about it. 31 on the front page. Here we are at 50.
Yeah, and it's all about control on this kind of shot. Controlling the golf swing, controlling the spin. Very well judged.
And another birdie gets him to 5 under, and it was a heck of a finish, Cookie, here at 16.
And right there at 16 for birdie, underneath the hole, straight in putt, just walks it right in the center again.
He racked up some distance on those greens today, 6 under, but this is the moment of the day, Paige.
It really was. 3-wood into the final hole of the day. Water in play, long range par 5, high launch, soft land. Wow. 5
feet left for an eagle. Can he cap off a day that already had 7 birdies in it? Yes, he can. So 8 under 64 for Rory today. That puts him in solo second, 1 back of the lead. Let's get his reaction.
I started great, obviously, but then, yeah, the finish was lovely. Finished with 4 threes in a row, which always does the job around here. But yeah, the 2 shots into the last were, right up there with the 2 best shots I've hit this year, I would say. So yeah, look, I'm feeling comfortable with my game. I have done for the last while, and I felt like today was just more of the same of how I've been feeling. You have to hit it on the right side of the hole. The greens are quick. You can sort of, they can get away from you a little bit, and I felt like it was a very patient round of golf. And even with the fast start, you sort of have to pick your spots around here to be aggressive. And first day down, and no hiccups so far, and hopefully more of the same over the next few days.
Okay, what about the top 5 in standings who have the chance to win the race to Dubai on Sunday? Matt Fitzpatrick has done everything but win this year. He enters the week number 5.
And had a little bit of an up and down day, but this one of the great highlights.
Yeah, 1 under 71 for him. He's tied 21st through 18 holes. That's 8 off the lead. Shane Lowry enters 4th, John.
Champion golfer of the year right here, just off the front edge of the green at number 9. Not his best effort. Trying to get up that hill, didn't quite do it.
He was honest about the way he feels, not very comfortable on the golf course right now, but still trying to give it his best shot. It was 1 over 73 for him today. He's 10 back. John Rahm, 3rd.
He found comfort on the golf course, and coming off of a win on his last start at the Spanish Open, keeping that momentum rolling, even though he hasn't played in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 6-week layoff, he said. Longest break of his career. Barely touched a club. Took him a while to get back into it, but he doesn't seem to be too rusty. 6 under 66. He's just 3 back of the lead. Tommy Fleetwood trying to go back-to-back after that win in South Africa.
How'd he do last week, Cara? Well, he won the tournament. He beat everybody. And how'd he start today? He's going to beat everybody again. 158 yards. I'm just going to hoop it.
That's worth a skin.
That's worth a skin, yeah.
Unbelievable. First hole back after the win. 5 under 67 for him today. He's just 4 off the lead. Bernd Wiesberger enters at the top of the standings.
And this just incredibly well judged. Not a putt that you're expecting to make, but certainly one that you love to make.
A highlight on his round of 70. 2 under. He's tied for 14th, 7 back. He could win or finish solo second to wrap up the season-long honours. Take a look at the board, though. Mike Lorenzo Vera's 63 today is the lowest opening round score in tournament history and the first time in his tour career that he has shot 9 under par. So that 34-year-old seeks a maiden European Tour victory. Couple of notes. Jon Rahm returns, we mentioned, from that 6-week break to a place where he has had incredible success, never ended a round more than 4 back of the lead in his 2 previous appearances here. And Tommy Fleetwood, well, he has a chance to become Europe's #1 for the 3rd year in a row. So take a look at the projected Race to Dubai standings through 18 holes. Bernd Wiesberger would retain the lead and become Europe's #1 for the first time in his career. But there is plenty of golf still ahead, and Rahm and Fleetwood got off to good starts today also. Let's get a wrap on day 1 from our colleagues at Sky Sports. Nick Doherty is with Paul McGinley.
Really was exceptional scoring on day 1 of the DP World Tour Championship. The best of them, Michael Lorenzo Vera, 63, his lowest round to par on the European Tour, but just 1 back of that, Rory McIlroy. Paul McGinley alongside me to look back at the brilliant action, Paul, that we saw on the opening day. Just how impressive was Rory's display out there? And, you know, what were the key moments in his round?
Listen, in my view, having watched his career, all his career, this is the best golf I've ever seen him play. I know you could argue he hasn't been terrific in the majors this year, but the rest of his golf from tee to green, particularly his putting, there's so many levels have improved. And this is a golf course 7,700 yards long, playing soft with heavy rains here yesterday, Nick, and he just took it apart from the very first hole. His driving is phenomenal, 350 every single hole. Iron shots laser down, and his putting is fabulous.
Yeah.
There's no weakness. He seems to be really much on his game, but he's got some real thoroughbreds up there beside him. I know Lorenzo Vera played very well today, and Tom Lewis, but you got Tommy Fleetwood and Jon Rahm as well there too. The cream is really rising to the top.
It really is. A 64 for Rory McIlroy, 62 in the Pro-Am. I mean, we saw it coming. He has the capability to hit shots that, well, others just seemingly can't. This is an example, 291 all the way back to the flagpole.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 5-mile-an-hour breeze in. He's playing up the hill. It's 550 yards. Nobody was getting home in 2 here. And not only does he get home in 2, it's a laser shot. There's water just left of that green, Nick, and a huge bunker just right at the flag. It's not like this is a wide open field he's hitting it into, you know, and it would naturally hold a putt from there. I mean, it was an absolute stellar display. This guy is on the edge of his game as in terms of how he's playing. Best I've ever seen him play. Right through from the driver to the putter.
He hasn't got his normal carry. Harry Diamond has just had a baby, so he's not here, so he's got a friend on the bag with him this week. He says it's fine though, because I could play this with a blindfold on this course. It appears that's a fact actually for Rory McIlroy, and also Rory might just be Bernd Wiesberger's best mate this week, mightn't he? Because we know there's a situation here where Bernd is leading the race to Dubai. Now he can take care of business himself, or you can hope that one of the leading contenders around him doesn't win. Now, both those guys chasing him down, Rahm and Fleetwood, they were good today, weren't they, Paul?
They were very good, yeah. And just to go on your point there, Rory can't win the Auto Merit because he didn't join the Tour till May, and his points in Mexico and his points in the match play didn't count in Austin. So as a result, only 5 guys can do it. Bernd is holding it at the moment. But really, he wants, if he's not going to win, he wants Rory to knock those, take that big check in the first place check away from them winning and the points to overtake him. So there's a lot to roll in that regard with the next few days.
Well, Rahm obviously is in great form, a former winner here. He's 6 under par, and Tommy Fleetwood, last week's winner at the Ned Bank, well, it didn't take him long to pick up exactly where he left off.
Well, narrow tee shot up the first hole. It's quite a narrow fairway there, one of the few narrow ones on the golf course, and he threaded it through the needle, leaving only a wedge second shot. And there you go. The rest is first time anybody's in the history of this 9 years, anybody's made a 2 in the first hole. What a way to start. He went on to birdie the second hole. He was up and running.
I mean, they played in their position order in the race to Dubai. Bernd, obviously, it's uncharted territory for him, looking for a nice, easy, settling start of the day. Having to watch that, Paul.
Yeah, you know, Bernd went down and 3-putted the first hole, and there was 3 shots between them. But, you know, it's a marathon. You know, Bernd did okay today. He shot 70, he wasn't on his game, had a decent back 9 to dig it out of the ground and keep himself in the rear view mirror. But with the quality of players at the top of the leaderboard, you know, you got to fancy the winner is going to come from Fleetwood, Rahm or McIlroy.
Yeah, it's all set up nicely. There is one other story going on. It involves an American, Kurt Kitayama, Robert McIntyre. A brilliant race for Rookie of the Year. It's pretty much the only thing in golf you get one shot at, because you're only a rookie for 1 year, right? This year, 11th Robert McIntyre, 12th Kurt Kitayama. In itself, sensational years, a compelling race, and again, inseparable today. Both 1 under par to start. Just tell us about the quality of these 2 players together.
I mean, unbelievable from standing starts. I mean, both of them have played 27, 28 events this year, and Kitayama's won twice. and McIntyre hasn't, but McIlroy's had more top 10s, and hence they're so close together. And the Rookie of the Year is decided on who finishes higher in the order merit. So it's all to play for. It's a shootout between the two of them in the next 3 days.
It really is. So much has happened already. Are we any clearer on who will win the race to Dubai, the DP World Rookie of the Year? Absolutely not.